सीधे से सही पड़ते थे कि उनका ना ना वो उत्तम अच्छी बात है स्केचिंग धीरे धीरे राइट और वन की तीन पढ़ते थे सर का जो भी मेल खुला हुआ है उसका Om Namah Shivaya. sir, is my voice is audible to you, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So whenever you want to share the screen, I will grant the permission to you, sir. Or otherwise, I also have your presentation over here. So if it needs, then I will share for you, sir.
No. The presentation I have changed it. I'm having with me now.
Okay, sir.
Shall I send it to you?
Sir, I just granting you the permission to share the screen.
Yeah. Permission to share this. You want permission to share the screen. First.
Yes, sir, your screen is already shared. So it's visible to all of us.
Yeah, hello. They want it click. Your mic is muted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir. Your presentation is very much visible, sir.
Okay, fine.
And it's clear.
Okay.
Okay, no? Everything? Start అన్నప్పుడు share. అదే నువ్వు ఇక్కడ కూర్చో ఎడకెళ్ళకు. నువ్వు కూడా జాయిన్ అవ్వు.
So we will start the meeting in just 5 minutes. But actually, all the dignitaries are still connecting, sir.
हम तो कुछ किए नहीं थे। माइक सुनाई
उत्तम
देना।
सर, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है सर?
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है।
ठीक है सर, अब हम लोग बस 5 मिनट में स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं। नायक सर जस्ट कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं सर।
हाँ, मेरा आवाज तो सुना। लेकिन वो बोल रहा है, उसकी आवाज सुनाई नहीं दे रही। नहीं नहीं, ये
सुनील
रोहित
पांडे सर, आर यू देयर सर? सुनील पांडे सर, I request all of you to please don't use this type of things in the screen. आप लोग प्लीज ये नहीं शेयर करें। जो भी ये काम कर रहे हैं प्लीज ऐसा नहीं करें। आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द डिग्नेटरीज।
मेरी आवाज जा रही है? रोहित, मेरा आवाज जा रहा है?
हाँ सर, आपकी आवाज क्लियर है, आपकी आवाज आ रही है सर।
हाँ, तो हमको क्या बोलना है बता देना।
आपकी आवाज आ रही है सर।
हाँ,
आप कहाँ कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं?
उस सुरेंद्र बाबू का कनेक्ट हुआ?
सर आप ज्वाइन कीजिए सर। हाँ सर, सुरेंद्र सर ऑलरेडी कनेक्टेड है। सर आप अनम्यूट कीजिए। नायक सर अनम्यूट कीजिए।
नहीं नहीं, नायक साहब अभी कनेक्ट नहीं होगा। नहीं 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 नहीं, वो अपना बेटी का हो रहा है, उसका गृह प्रवेश। वो बोला था कि हम 11:30-12 बजे आएंगे, अभी वो नहीं आएगा, उसके लिए वेट कर। नहीं, इसीलिए नहीं उठा रहा है। क्या बोले हो? अच्छा, हाँ हमारा तो फोटो भी आ रहा है। हाँ, इतना बड़ा मेरा काहे नहीं दिख रहा है? अच्छा अच्छा, दूसरे का है यहाँ इसीलिए दूसरे के स्क्रीन में इतना बड़ा आ रहा है। स्टार्टिंग रिकॉर्ड।
नायक सर, आपकी आवाज जो है वो म्यूट की हुई है सर। सर आप अनम्यूट करेंगे? आपकी आवाज सर म्यूटेड है।
इसको बुलाओ, अनुराधा को। ये IIBM आ गया।
Hello, hello.
हाँ
Now I am audible.
हाँ, मैं क्या
Hello?
आवाज आ रहा है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I am audible.
यस यस।
It was a difficulty from Rohit's side. Unmute नहीं था host से तो. हाँ. Okay. Hello, Rohit. Rohit.
Can we start the session now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. On behalf of full IIBM and Zakir Hussain Group of Institution, I welcome you all for this today's national level webinar on business intelligence.
Hello.
Hello.
So
Hello.
first of all, it's a time for theme presentation, and for that I request Professor Dr. K Nayak to start the session. But before that we will proceed. I want to just brief about his biography. Professor Nayak is a director of Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions. He is having experience in teaching, training, research, and administration in IT and management education. At present, Dr. Nayak is the immediate past president of Computer Society of India, former president of ICT of Indian Science Congress, former chairman of Bihar Jharkhand section of Indian Society for Technical Education. He is the fellow of CSI fellow of International Society for Research and Development, UK, fellow of United Writers Association, and fellow National Association for Computer Education and Trainers Association. In the academic activities, more than 35 universities, countries, starting from graduate to PhD level. He is also the author for 12 books and more than 250 papers, and delivered lectures in more than 100 universities of the country. He has received many national and international awards to his credit, and his biography is also published in 7 international directories. With these words, I request Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak sir to please come for the theme presentation.
Thank you very much, Rohit. I welcome everybody to this August webinar, the national webinar on the business intelligence. Honorable Chief Guest of this occasion, Professor Dr. U.K. Singh, the Founder Director General of Indian Institute of Business Management, and Dr. Zakir Hussain Group of Institution, as well as Honorable Chancellor of the Global Open University, Nagaland, under the public-private partnership model of Government of Nagaland, as well as our group. Professor Singh is the Fellow and LTA Lifetime Achievement Awardee of Computer Society of India and the father of the technical education of vocational education in the state of Bihar and Jharkhand. I also welcome Honorable keynote speaker of this August occasion, my friend and my colleague, Dr. M.S. Prasad Babu, who had been the ex-vice principal of College of Engineering of the Andhra University, as well as at present he is part of our Execom Committee of the Computer Society of India and looking after as the Vice President of Region 5, the in charge of the state of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, as well as Karnataka. A able administrator as well as a noted academician of international stature, Dr. Babu has visited several countries in the world as well as very much instrumental in propagating and promoting the culture of computer science and information technology throughout the world. Professor Babu is also past president of the ICT section of Indian Science Congress, and I am fortunate that he is my predecessor in Indian Science Congress, had been the president for the year 2006 and 7. Then I took the charge from him in the year 2007 and 8. On this occasion, I also welcome my beloved students and my very close associate, Dr. Sunil Pandey, the director of the information technology as well as the undergraduate program of the great prestigious institute group of institution, Institute of Technology and Science, ITS, at Mohan Nagar, Ghaziabad, and Professor Sunil Kumar is not only a able administrator and a very high quality academician and a research scientist. Besides that, he is also nowadays working as the regional student coordinator of the Computer Society of India and in charge of the 9 states and union territories of the northern part of the country to look after the student affairs. And also, he had been the past state student coordinator. Dr. Pandey is instrumental for making the interaction and collaboration with the industries and under the CSI forum. He has contributed a lot of time to bring the industry and the academia to a common platform with the industry institution interaction and organize many number of events of the CEO, Chief Executive Officer Conclave and etc. Our another invited speaker is Dr. Vijay Agrawal, who is the professor in charge of the Department of Management of the Birla Institute of Technology, Patna, and able professor of the Great Institute, Birla Institute of Technology, Patna. Our regional vice president of Region 2, under which the states like Bihar and West Bengal, Assam and northern eastern parts come. He is always there with all kinds of activities that is being conducted with the Patna chapter. Let me brief CSI Patna chapter with collaboration of different educational institutions of CSI has conducted many programs. Perhaps today is our 7th webinar that we are conducting within the month of April and May. We conducted the e-governance on national development. We have conducted machine learning. We have conducted digital marketing. We have conducted the cyber security by inviting the additional director general of police of the Madhya Pradesh. And we have conducted machine learning workshop. We have conducted big data. And we have conducted, today we are conducting that the business intelligence. You will be happy to note that tomorrow there is also, we are having a program of the artificial intelligence. And we have planned for 13th of June, another national level webinar in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Business Management and the Patna CSI Patna chapter, and very much helpful for the management and IT student. That is the technological interaction for business innovation in 2020. And on 14th, we have also planned to have a very high-level webinar, national level webinar, where the galaxy of the Vice Chancellor will be participating and the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Central University of Jharkhand will be inaugurating that occasion. The Vice Chancellor of the Mungeri University, Dr. Ranjit Verma, will be the chief guest, and the Vice Chancellor of the Symbiosis University of Indore, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, will deliver the keynote address, and 1 or 2 more Vice Chancellors are also expected to join, and the conclave will be presided over by the Founder Director General of the IIBM and Dr. Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions, Professor Dr. UKC. So many, but CSI Patna chapter had been quite eventful, along with the IIBM, IGNOU, and National Institute, the Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, organizing several number of activities for the benefits of the students of Bihar, for the benefits of the faculties of the Bihar in particular, but the benefits of the community, students and faculty community in the whole of the country in general. And today we have kept a very important topic, business intelligence, which might be a topic of concern of the management and IT students, along with the business management professionals, managers, and practicing managers. To have what was the requirement of keeping this topic, because it is my responsibility to introduce the theme, because you people know why the business intelligence was very much required. As we always talk, the necessity is the mother of invention, perhaps that is the cause. You imagine in 1956, when second generation computer came, the artificial intelligence came into the existence in the world. But the artificial intelligence then has spread its domain into multi-range, and it has been have the huge contribution. You can tell voice synthesis and voice recognition. You can tell that is the image processing. You can tell the data, big data analysis and everything. Because the thing is that artificial intelligence is the base. You imagine in 1956, when we started with the scientific computing in the 60s, we had a very less amount of data, but more amount of computation and calculation. But 70, when we came for the business data processing, in business environment, there are involvement of more volume of data. That is why a data organization method was required, and we went to the file management system. The exponential volume, the volume of data has grown exponentially due to the business competition. And in 80, it has forced us to go for the database management. In 90, we have gone to the relational database management, 2000 data mining, and 2005 data warehousing, 2010 big data, and 2015 we are in the data science also. You imagine when the big data concept emerged, because the volume of data in the business environment became so exponentially grown, it was very difficult to only tackle the data after the proper tabulation, interpretation and classification. Sometimes we had to have so volume of data, it cannot beyond the scope of the data analytics, so that we are dependent to how to capture the unstructured data directly. That is why the big data concept come. And along with the big data, when the volume of data becomes very more. So that was definitely, we had to integrate the intelligence concept with the big data, so that this has emerged to the business intelligence. That is the background of having the business intelligence, the integration. Hence, I can tell business intelligence comprises of the strategies and technologies used by the enterprises, used by the business houses for their data analysis and related business information. It is having the track on the historical, current, and predictive views of the business information. So there are certain skills are required. You can tell this intelligence can come. Artificial intelligence is father of all intelligence. From artificial intelligence, you came to the business intelligence, AI to BI. Then you came to the CI, computational intelligence. We came to the DI, data intelligence. And at present, we are in the emotional intelligence, EI. But whatever it may be, all the intelligences are the specific application of the artificial intelligence. That is why the core and base of all the intelligences are the artificial intelligence. Today, what is the requirement for the student community who are the major participant of this webinar? What is the requirements of this to tackle the business intelligence? Some of the concept is very much required. That it requires the core concept of data collection and data management. So data analysis and understanding the business model, and it is required the programming platform, the problem solving techniques. It requires the specific industry knowledge. It requires the communication skill. It requires the advanced vision, and it requires the business acumen. And viewing all these things, the need of the business intelligence in future, the Indian universities has also started the full-time Master of Business Administration course, MBA course on business intelligence. Birla Institute of Technology, BITS Pilani, has started the business intelligence, MBA in business intelligence. There is a requirement, as per the McKinsey report, there is the requirement of 1,40,000 to 1,90,000 core and deep business analysts for United States of America only. And the whole America needs, United States of America, as per the McKinsey report, needs 1.5 million, 15 lakh of the business managers and analysts who can understand, who can interface with the business intelligence activities for the proper management of the business information. The world may need near about 50 lakh of the business intelligence professionals in the near future to come. And this is the prediction, of course, before the COVID-19. What will happen after the COVID-19? I am not in a position to tell this. Introducing the theme like such manner, now I want to finish my talk because a lot of learned speakers are there and everybody will get the ample time. They will discuss the things in a very detailed manner for the benefits of all. There are about 400 participants today in this webinar. With this, I express my hearty gratitude to our Honorable Director General who will be inaugurating this function after me, as well as the Honorable keynote speaker, Dr. Babu, who is a man of international stature so far as the information technology and computer science computing is concerned. Also, our invited speaker, Mr. Sunil and Dr. Vijay Agrawal, and all are present here. And some, obviously, the continuous support is always there as the regional vice president And with this to my staff, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Deputy Director, and Rohit, and my other people, Gopal Krishna, the core team what I have developed for the implementing these kinds of webinars time to time. And we have a plan of 50 webinars to be completed by the end of the July. And with these words, I once again thank you everybody. Thank you everybody very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, with these words, it's a time for our inaugural address. Before we proceed, let me introduce our today's inaugural addressee, Professor UK Singh, Professor Dr. UK Singh. He is the founder and Director General of Indian Institute of Business Management and Zakir Hussain Group of Institutions. Dr. Singh is recognized as the father of vocational education in the undivided Bihar for the pioneer contribution in the initiating the IT and management education. Computer Society of India felicitated him with the Fellowship and Lifetime Achievement Award, a great visionary with the experience of IT and management education in particular and vocational education. In general, Professor Singh at present the Chancellor of the Global Open University in Nagaland. So with these words, I want to invite Professor Dr. UK Singh sir for the inaugural session.
Thank you. Very good morning to you all in this most important webinar being held under the aegis of Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute Group of Institutions. I am very much thankful to Computer Society of India Patna chapter that since last 2-3 months they have been organizing several webinars on the most important and significant topics, which is the current day's talk and subject matter. I am very much happy to find that Professor M.S. Prasad Babu from Andhra University is with us as keynote speaker. He has been our friend, our colleague since last 30 to 40 years. Equally, I find here Professor Pandey, Professor Agarwal, and the Regional Vice President of Computer Society of India, Professor Shams Raja, and all others that they have worked hard and invited a lot of participants from different institutions existing at Patna and otherwise from Jharkhand, from Uttar Pradesh, Indore, and all places. So this is all the combined efforts of we all that we have organized this most significant webinar on the most important significant topic, business intelligence. When we were a student, there was no talk about, no terminology like business intelligence was used. But nowadays, in the age of the internet, these things have propped up, and this has become so much important that all the participants of computers and management must have deep knowledge about the principles and practices of business intelligence, as Professor Nayak has just told about data analytics, artificial intelligence, and business analytics, and all other important subjects. I think I will suggest all the students of computers and management, although these are very new topics which has not been introduced in most of the syllabuses of the old institutions, old universities. But we are fortunate that with the help of Professor Nayak and all our very learned friends spread all over the country, we have introduced from the next session business analytics, business intelligence, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, such important topics in our course curriculum. So I understand this webinar will open new vistas towards the all participants, and particularly those who are undergoing programs like BBA, BCA, MBA, MCA at different institutions. The engineering students must be knowing much about artificial intelligence as well as business intelligence. So I again take this opportunity to welcome Dr. MS Babu Prasad, Prasad Babu, and all the learned speakers participating in this webinar. I am very happy that large number of participants of or students from our institutes, from the National Netaji Subhas Bose Institute of Technology, from Jharkhand University, Central University. Some participants are from Indore, and a good number of students are from Delhi also. So this shows that how much important is this topic. And I understand after the end of the seminar, webinar, they will be easily understanding the importance of this business intelligence, and they will undergo for further readings, further knowledge gain efforts and initiatives. With these words, I am thankful to you all, and I hope that you will certainly be benefited from this webinar. Thank you.
ठीक है ना
Rohit, take over.
RVP address.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. So with these words, it's a time for our keynote address. So for that, when we proceed, but I want to brief about the Professor Mandali Surendra Prasad Babu. Dr. Babu was born in 1956 and came from the rural background with primary education in village, college education college education in a town area, and PG education in Andhra University, Visakhapatnam city. He was undergone short he was undergone short uh, term programs in the engineering disciplines at various reputed institutions: IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, NIT Mangalore, ISB Hyderabad, IIM Lucknow. He works as a senior professor of computer science and systems in engineering, Andhra Pradesh University, Visakhapatnam, and retired from service from on 31st August 2018. He served as a chairman faculty of engineering and ex officio member of Academic Senate, Andhra Pradesh University, Vice Principal AU College of Engineering, Chairman BUS CE and E, Head of Department CS and SE. He also serves as member of Academic Senate of Acharya NG Ranga Agricultural University. With these words, it's a time for our it's a time for our keynote address. So I request Professor Babu to please come for the inaugural address.
Sachin? Screen share. Okay.
Yes, sir, you can start. Your screen is already shared, so you can start.
Okay.
And I request all the dignitaries, please don't use your pen or pencil, whatever the screen is showing to you, because this will interrupt the session and it will extend the time. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At the outset, I would like to thank Professor UK Singh, Fellow and ITA CS and Director General of IIBM, and also Professor AK Nayak, my good friend, and Professor Sunil Pandey and Vijay Agarwal and others. So actually, I worked in artificial intelligence and expert systems for agriculture and health. I have developed about more than 3 portals which were launched by the 3 Director Generals of ICR in 2005, 2013, and 2008. Now, some of my students worked in the area of the ERP implementations for steel industry and big data applications to steel industry. So with that experience, I would like to brief you about the business intelligence framework enterprise. Actually, the business intelligence actually is two parts. The first one is traditional business intelligence and advanced business intelligence. Advanced business intelligence deals with the big data applications. When when I am when I taught the big data applications I found here, the entire development of big data is based on the enterprise applications, etc., etc. So right now, I would like to discuss here the traditional business intelligence framework for enterprises. Next slide. Uh, in this talk, I would like to give you a brief introduction about enterprise, business enterprise, and overview of the functions in manufacturing industries, challenges in business industry, the business intelligence and related aspects, IT strategies and key objectives in business intelligence, enterprise data warehouse and OLAP, and data mining for business intelligence, enterprise architecture management, EAM, financial accounting management, FAM, master data management, MDM, BI framework to SOA, CRISP DM implementation for BI, self-service business intelligence, SSBI, modern analytics overview, and conclusions. Organizations have a great deal of transactional data collected at various levels of the enterprise to provide analytical and perspective views for the business operation. The operational data from various business functions is sourced through OLTP-based software applications like SAP and Oracle. These applications implement business-specific processes related to each function and track its execution across the enterprise. When you just consider here a overview of the uh, manufacturing industry, so it consisting of about the 5 components. Though they are human resources, materials, marketing, and finance, and also the maintenance and the repair operations. When you go through the details of these 5 components, the human resources mainly deals with the employee management, per capita pay and perks, employee medical history, etc., etc. So I have just quoted here a few functions of the human resource functionalities. The materials management deals with vendor classification, fast-moving spares, economic order quantities, estimates for future processes. And marketing involves here fast-moving products, well-run branches, valued customers, marketing trends. And operational aspects deals with the operational efficiency of the equipment, maintenance history of the equipment, productivity of different production. And financial aspects deals with the different financial indices, cost sensitive analysis, etc. There are when you consider here this human resources, there are 4 types of stakeholders in the business process. They are head of the company, the top management or CEO can increase the product, their business by improving the operational efficiency in their business. Business users, 2 types of business users are there in the business process. They are casual business intelligence user uh, and the uh, power users. Casual business intelligence users are those who works with dashboards, evaluate predefined sets of data, and power users are those who come across data sets and prepare insights of the data. IT users, IT users play a dominant role in maintaining the BI platform and infrastructure. Professional data analysis. The professional data analysis is a typical statistician who always needs to drill deep down into the data, and BI systems help them to get uh, the insights of the data to develop unique business strategies. The marketing sales aspects of the enterprise, some of the tasks are analyze the consumer buying pattern, provide visibility into product selling, and identify the areas of improvement, identification of potential selling opportunities, and preparation of strategies for marketing process, and pruning the customer interaction data and analyzing it for better CR, customer management. Acquire competitive intelligence through marketing insights used by the competitors and plan for the future actions. Materials management covers all aspects of materials, cost, supply, and utilization. Materials management is the planning, directing, controlling, and coordinating those activities who are concerned with materials and inventory requirements from the point of their inception to their introduction to the manufacturing process. The basic functional areas involved in material management usually include purchasing, production control, shipping, receiving, and storage. Maintenance operation. Business maintenance is the combination of all technical associated with administrative actions intended to retain an items in that it can be perform its functions. It helps companies maintain their resources while controlling the time, cost to ensure the maximum efficiency of the manufacturing process, utilities and the related process. It is a tool that helps to secure a reliable, satisfactory quality, uh, production, and safety for employees and protection for the management. Organizations are seeking to gain competitive advantages with respect to the cost, quality, service, and on-time delivery. There are four types of maintenance: corrective maintenance, preemptive maintenance, risk-based maintenance, and conditional-based maintenance. Informed management. Informed management refers to the situation where the designate individual has the ability to make an independent management decisions and choices based on information supplied. Attributes for information management are availability of information that is accurate, applicable, actionable, and accessible. Drivers, the source of current and archived information. Potential tools to assess information. There are 6 steps for managers to consider for a well-informed decision. The framing the question behind decision, finding source of information, assessing the accuracy of information, assessing the applicability of information, assessing the actionability of the information, etc. The following are the challenges in business and industry. To provide an analytical perspective, the historical, current, and predictive views of business operations typically required at each layer of the enterprise to reflect the trends and patterns in data and highlight performance statistics or deviations in business process. To mask the complexity of the heterogeneous data. Heterogeneous because the data is collected here various sources through various media, and therefore this heterogeneity is bigly mm, uh, we can deal with big data analytics and provide a complete and consistent access to information throughout the enterprise. The capability to slice and dice data to check out business performance from the highest consolidated level to the most detailed level of the individual decisions. The challenges facing by the industry are fast-paced growth in the industry. So this can be dealt with only big data. Opening up of different sectors and entry of multinationals, market segmentation and requirements, stringent objectives, escalating need for strategic information, inability of the operational systems in providing the holistic information. The best solution is the business intelligence and data warehousing. Of course, in the traditional analytics, we can say that business intelligence and data warehousing. But in the advanced business intelligence, the business intelligence, data warehousing, and big data. The Term business intelligence refers to the technologies and applications practices for the collection, integration, analysis, and the presentation of business information required for decision making at each layer of the enterprise. It is sometimes called the competitive intelligence. Business intelligence is sometimes used interchangeably with brief, books, report, and query tools and executive information systems. BI applications extract hidden patterns from the operational data and helps the organization to know the customer behavior, CRM, and interest to implement the strategic decision-making process for the enterprise. BI tools perform data analysis and create reports, some summaries, dashboards, maps, graphs, and charts to provide users with detailed intelligence about the nature of the business at various levels of the business. Modern BI solutions prioritize flexible self-service analysis, government governed data on trusted platform, empowered business users, and speed to insight. Business intelligence can help companies make better decisions by showing present and historical data within their business context. KDD aspect of data mining, knowledge discovery of data mining, identifies valid, novel, potential, useful, and ultimately understandable patterns in the data. Analysts can leverage BI to provide performance and competitor benchmarks to make the organization run smoother and more efficiently. Analysts can also more easily spot market trends to increase sales or the revenue. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence aims to support better business decision making and provide historical, current, and predictive views of business operations from time to time at various levels of the enterprise. Common functions of the business intelligence technologies are reporting, OLAP, analytics, data mining, business performance management, benchmarks, text mining, and predictive analytics. Used effectively, the right data can help with anything from compliance to high efforts. Essentially, business intelligence systems are data-driven decision support systems. Skills, technologies, applications, and practices that help a business acquire a better understanding of its commercial context. How business intelligence works. Business intelligence combines with the business analytics, data mining, data visualization. Data visualization is also a very important aspect. Data tools and infrastructure and best practices to help organizations to make more data-driven decisions. Business and organizations have questions and goals. The technical side. Raw data is collected from the business activity. Data is processed and then stored in a data warehouse. Once it is stored, users can then access that data. Actually, we provide here information to everybody, but not data. Starting the analysis process to answer business questions. To answer these questions and track performance against these goals, they gather the necessary data, analyze it, and determine which actions to take to reach their goals. Share it. Share the screen.
I disabled the annotation.
Sir, share the screen.
Yes, sir. You can now share this.
Yeah. Steps to implement BI systems. Extracting a raw data from corporate databases spread across the multiple heterogeneous systems. Data cleaning and transforming it into a data warehouse by building data cleaning and transforming it into a data warehouse by building the data cubes and linking them into a table. I will just show you a data cube in a later stage. Conducting the required analysis and providing the user to ask queries and ad hoc reports for the time-to-time operations. The following are the allied functions of the business enterprise. Identify ways to increase profit, analyze the customer behavior, compare data with competitors, track performance, optimize operations, predict successes, spot market trends, discover issues or problems. These are the data-driven decisions to be taken on the business intelligence. IT strategies and business intelligence. IT plays a very important role in business intelligence, information technology, and data analytics. Data analytics in the sense data warehousing and data mining, and predictive analytics plays a key role in modern business intelligence. To model business operations and generate dashboards and scoreboards to reflect the key performance indicators, KPIs, by utilizing the transactional data generated by OLTP applications of enterprise. Extend the capability of existing information systems by the applications of business intelligence techniques. Align IT with business goals, suggesting a framework, methodology, or process, and use process-centric information platform for decision making. In this sense, we also give sometimes the guidelines to the data analysts also for better processing the operational data of the organization. Key functions of the IT strategist. Reflect the key performance indexes by utilizing the transactional data generated by the OLTP applications of the enterprise, that is dashboards and scoreboards. Extend the capability of existing information systems. Align IT with business goals. Use process-centric information platform for decision making. Program portfolio that delivers the plan of action. IT seamless integration with EAM, minimize the architect risk. Cost and budget provides the range in which the IT change needs to be carried out. IT planning and system capabilities. Strategy management. Understanding the business strategy at high level of abstraction and link to business capability at a business function level. Governance and management process in business and IT. Business capabilities. Identify which business activities are critical to enterprise success and which needs improvement. Capability layer. The capability layer consisting of three aspects to articulate and document business needs in a structured way. The concept of a capability can easily be translated into IT functionality. Promote better understanding between business and information technology. OLT application, some shortcomings. OLAP functionality is to provide an analytical perspective of historical, current, and predictive views of the business operations typically required at each layer of the enterprise, reflecting needs and patterns in a data and highlight performance statistics or deviations in business processes. We have to highlight here the hidden patterns for analysis, and also we have to identify the deviations and deviations from the benchmark on the business process. Capability to slice and dice data to check out business performance from the highest consolidated level to the most detailed level of the individual decisions. Mask the complexity of heterogeneous data sources. I told you that the data sources are the various types, and we have to take here heterogeneous data and provide complete and consistent access to information throughout the enterprise. BI and the strategic enabler for informed management. Intuitive management, just actually, when you just consider here the artificial intelligence, intuitives play a key role in artificial intelligence. Intuitive management combined with business intelligence and data mining give you results you in informed management of the organization. The growth and maturity of the business decision making, Today, uncertainty requires a variety of what-if scenarios. The corresponding agility to adapt to the most likely possibilities. Make available data to the people who are best equipped to make decisions. Enterprise data warehouses. Enterprise data warehouses provides a consolidated view of corporate data and acts as a storage for metadata. Metadata includes software programs about data, rules for organizing data, and data summaries that are easy to index and search, especially with web tools. Data warehousing improves business knowledge, provides a competitive advantage, enhances customer service and satisfaction, facilitates decision making, and help in streaming the business processes. This is a process overview in data warehouse. We have a raw data, the heterogeneous raw data, data type 1, data type 2, data type 3, and data type 4, heterogeneous data. And this data is accessed here, data accesses. This is a tool here. A tool has to be applied here for accessing the data. And uh, not only accessing the data, so we have to club the heterogeneous data, and therefore there is a transformation is needed here. And um, uh, after transformation, so you have to prune in such a way that the subject detailed data is stored here. And after pruning the according to some subject, the uh, data is to be processed, and then explanations are to be extracted from that data. So when explanations are extracted, so then it can be sent as a product feeds and recurring reports and ad hoc reports and data mining. These are the four types of reports we can generate here after explanation, uh, after pruning the data subject wise and processing it and collecting the explanations, we can prepare these four types of reports. Data warehousing and online analytical processing. So data warehousing is a subject oriented, integrated, time variant, non volatile data repository. It supports management decision making process. It is a one-stop shop for gaining insights into the business health. Measures key performance indicators (KPIs), enables performance optimization, and derives competitive advantage. Data warehousing project requires a partnership between IT and business domains, a pragmatic approach that provides an iterative design process. Key issues in the data warehousing are fit for purpose software, fit for purpose approach to enable rapid iterative development approach. Valuation data mining, single view for disparate databases, efficiency in data review and retrieval and presentation, amenability for further analysis, multi-dimensional approach, quick on the fly reporting, dynamic generation of the reports. Here is a cube. I told you that the data cube, data warehouse architecture, star schema, product dimension table, customer dimension table, region dimension table, and from this we can get the product ID, and from this you can get the customer ID, and from this you can get the region ID. The quantity and the price are computed here by using these 3 or 4 tables. This entire thing is called a data cube. Data mining key enabler for business intelligence. BI includes activities that not only collect and process data, but also make possible analytics that result in useful, intelligent solutions to business problems. BI techniques are applied to build descriptive, predictive use of business operations. Data mining is the key enabler for BA to explore, summarize, model the data, makes it easier for non-experts to conduct and run data mining applications. Examples of that is automated evaluation of metrics. Choosing an appropriate BI framework is essential for deriving optimal results from data mining and knowledge discovery initiatives, KDD initiatives. EAM, Enterprise Architecture Management. The enterprise architecture management consisting of the impact analysis and uh, impact analysis deals with understand the impact of proposed changes early and so as to avoid surprise halfway through an implementation. When changes occur, we have to understand what changes have been occurred and so that you know, we can use it in the uh, decision making process. Analyze for cost inefficiency, architectural risk, non-compliance, and the general health status of the IT landscape. So, targeted portfolio analysis is another aspect here. It gives the users a quick insight into the risk exposure of applications and allows them to initiate mitigation appropriately. Life cycle planning. And life cycle planning ensures that the IT landscape makes continual progress toward the enterprise architectural vision and is in step with new technologies, coordinating and many roadmaps. Demands for technology changes are submitted, whether orienting from strategy formation or business capability gap analysis, or those coming in on an operational basis. Uh, BI architecture and SOA. Combine different services to map entire business process of enterprise. Identify centrally managed services published in different directions of the system landscape. Corporate information factory. It focuses on all business process and produces several service-based architecture, reusable application components with modular architecture, process integration, and archive the integration with business process management (BPM) by defining the integration brokers. Uh, Integrate the operation functions to fetch analysis data. Use lifecycle management to link services with the processes. This BPM and that is business process management and integration brokers. Integration brokers play a key role in big data analytics for business management. Scalability, functional modularity, integrating the components, and reusability are the important aspects of the SOA. Master data management. Components, text, attributes, and hierarchies. Text describes all relevant master records. Example is employee master data, customer master data, etc. Attributes related to each business entity, that is dimensions referred in data cubes or info cubes. Hierarchies, schematic linking of information in defining the dimensions in a version specific and time dependent manner. MDM issues defining levels of aggregation for both extracted data and transformed data. Devise appropriate mechanism to differentiate between master data and transaction data, that is a text attributes and hierarchies. Data governance, ETL process, BI platforms and ETL process. ETL process extracts data from source system, checks for consistency, and if required, enhance source structure. Data is loaded into a target database after transformation and a homogenization of data. Also, data quality is checked by running integrity checks. Updating BW, business warehouse, flexible updates, direct updates, and combined updates. Flexible updates data is updated from its communication structure into any data target. Direct updates, we decide upon data targets which gets updated by data acquisition process. Combined updates, info services are identified via update rules. Scheduling, grouping or extract jobs, scheduling, executing delta load, transform OLTP data into business warehouse. Related weightage for the strategy objects of the business parameter. BI data governance is very high. Enterprise-wide data integration is high. Ability to run structured queries over unstructured data is high. Advanced analytics is standard. Reduce in gap between the operational system and business warehouse is standard. Social computing and BI is low. And SaaS and cloud computing for BI is also low. Cross-industry standard process for data mining, crisp data mining. Uh, Business understanding, data understanding is one to one, both directional, and data understanding to data preparation is one direction. Data preparation and modeling is double direction, and evaluation and from evaluation again business understanding and deployment. These are the various flow diagram of cross industry standard process, crisp data mining process, known as a crisp data mining process. Crisp data mining implementation for BI. Business understanding, understand business objectives clearly and find out what the client really wants, plan for data mining tools and techniques. Data understanding. It starts with the initial data collection from the available sources to get familiar with the data and needs to be explored by tackling the data mining questions, which can be addressed using querying, reporting, and visualization, data visualization. Data preparation consumes 90% of time. Its outcome is a final data set. Notice patterns based on business understanding. Modeling, data modeling. Data modeling techniques selected to be used for the pre-prepared data set. Test scenario must be generated to validate the model's quality and validity. Run the model tool on the uh, prepared data set, test data sets. Evaluation. The model results must be evaluated in the context of business objectives in the first phase. Here, this testing is alpha testing and beta testing. There are two types of testing. So we take a test sample and do it in the laboratory is called alpha testing. Beta testing is take the actual data in the enterprise and so testing is called beta testing. Deployment. The knowledge or information that gained through data mining process needs to be presented in such a way that stakeholders can use it when they want it. Based on business requirements, it may be as simple as creating a report or a complex. BI-driven data mining. In memory business intelligence, recent developments in hardware and software technology are now capable of delivering real-time decision support and can process reports on the fly by loading complete data sets into the memory. Predictive modeling for BI systems to improve the process efficiency. Train the model for response to emails on defective material, manufactured parts, profits, etc. Score. Score the new transactions to determine their likelihood to exhibit the model behavior. Financial accounting system, cash cube. So these are the various tables here. These are connected together. So time dimension, cash book cube, consisting of cash payment, receipt dimension, identifier FK, etc., etc. These are the various aspects. Cash payment receipt dimension, cash payment receipt name and description, section dimension, payment mode dimension, expenditure type dimension, bank dimension. So these all connected here to a single data item, which we call it as a cash cube data, cash book data analytics. So this is in detail discussed here in the cash book data analytics system. Self-service business intelligence. Self-service business intelligence involves the business systems and data analytics that give business end users access to an organization information without a direct IT involvement. Self-service business intelligence gives end users the ability to do more with their data without necessarily having technical skills. These solutions are usually created to be flexible and easy to use so that end users can analyze data, make decisions, plan, and forecast on their own. Companies such as IBM, SAP, Oracle have taken an approach to making business intelligence an easily integrated tool for other end users tools such as Microsoft Excel, Access, web browsers, and other vendors. Examples of BA tool. This is some example of a BA tool. And by using the data, you can create here these things. This is an example here. You can just go to it. Visual. Using this www.tableau.com. This is a dynamic one. BI process and activities, business performance, data mining, reporting, performance metrics and benchmarking, descriptive analytics and querying. These are the various activities of the BI processes used here in business performance. Statistical analysis, data visualization, visual analysis, data preparation. Statistical analysis consisting of taking the results from the descriptive analytics and further exploring the data using the statistics such as how this trend happened and why. Data visualization, turning data analysis into visual representation, the charts, graphs, and histograms to more easily consume data. Visual analysis, exploring the data through visual storytelling to communicate insights on the fly and stay in the flow of analysis. Data preparation, compiling multiple data sources, identifying the dimensions and measurements, preparing it for data analysis. Modern analytic overview. So access and view, interact, analyze and discover, share, promote and govern. So IT and BI professional, information consumer, and content creator. So these are the modern analytics overview of the uh, enterprise. Future role of business intelligence. Business intelligence is continually evolving according to business needs and technical technology. So each year we identify current trends to keep users up to date on innovations. Realize the artificial intelligence machine learning will continue to grow and business can integrate the insights from AI into a broader BA strategy. As a comprehensive strive to be more data driven, efforts to share data and collaborate will increase. Data visualization will be even more essential to work together across the teams and the departments. This article is just an introduction to the world of business intelligence. AI offers capabilities for near real-time sales tracking, allows users to discover insights into customer behavior, forecast profits, and more. Diverse industries like retail, insurance, and oil have adopted BI, and more are joining each other. BI platforms adapt to new technology and innovation of its users. Stay up to data with all of the trends and changes in business intelligence. We list the top 10 current trends in BI. Conclusions. Better data is one of the ways to improve the data mining results, which means comprehensive and more accurate analysis. Enterprise business intelligence landscape should be designed to provide historical, current, and predictive views of the business performance. Designing the BI content from operational sources forms the bedrock for robust enterprise reporting and analysis by all levels of the management. Placing the strategic information in the hands of the decision makers uh, aids the productivity, empowers the user to make better decisions, and improve the customer service, leading to greater competitive advantage. Truly successful previously. Truly successful data mining cannot be achieved without accurate deployment of data and analytics. Facilitates data analytics. These are the some of the uh, uh, next. These are the some of the references. Any questions? Okay, then thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for these informations. So it's a time for our next keynote speak. So for that, I request Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar Pandey for the address. Before we proceed, let me introduce Professor Dr. Sunil Pandey. He is the Director, IT and Undergraduate Program of Institute of Science, Ghaziabad, having near about 2 decades of experience in dealing with IT education and research as well as institutional administration. Dr. Pandey is the key personality for starting the ITS group of institutions of excellence and giving the reputation of national importance. Dr. Pandey at present is the regional state coordinator of Region 1, comprising of 9 states and union territories of northern India. The former student coordinator of UP, Dr. Pandey is also the member of the editorial board of the most prestigious magazine of the CSI, that is CSI Communications. He is associated with dozens of universities and institutions for their academic work as well as pioneer in connecting and interfacing the IT industries with academic institutions by conducting several CEO conclaves and meetings. So with these words, I request Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar Pandey sir for his address.
Thank you so much, respected our mentor, our guide, Professor K Nayak sir, Professor Prasad sir. I can see Shri Shamsaraja sir, and friends from IIBM, the faculty members, the students, those who are connected in this very important webinar. In fact, I'm really thankful to our Guru, Sri Professor A K Nayak sir, for giving this opportunity to interact with you all on a very pertinent topic, the business intelligence. In fact, just we had a very enlightening session by Prasad sir, who has provided a deep insight, actually, what business intelligence is and how the process of business intelligence in decision making contributes. In fact, this business intelligence, it's something.
Thank you.
When we use this word, it takes during 18th century. The business intelligence is something which is now a very well talked of word, something which every organization want to keep an application which helps this business intelligence in place in their organizations. But the first time, hello,
Sunil,
sir, yes, sir.
are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for your appearance. I'm proud of you. Thank you
so much.
Carry on.
Thank you. So In fact, this business intelligence word is something uh, which is not new. And long back, even in 1865, Mr. Devens, Richard Miller, uh, he wrote a book, which is now a collection of digital collection of Harvard University. In that book, he mentions, he uses this term, business intelligence, mentioning that, of course, during that time, this term business intelligence was used in different specific contexts. And this phrase business intelligence, it goes back to when uh, the book title Cyclopedia of Commercial and Business Anecdotes. This was the title of the book, Cyclopedia of Commercial and Business Anecdotes. It was written by Richard Miller Devens in 1865. He describes the way a financier during that time had been outmastered by competitors who used to knowledge of market to play it. He used the term to describe how the bankers, one of the known bankers during of that time, Sir Henry Furness, gained profit by receiving and acting upon information about his environment prior to his competitors. So, if we just revisit this word, that the banker, Mr. Henry, he could have information prior to his competitors, and that prior information was helping him to take decisions well in advance before his competitors could take. I mean, this is something, if we are in position to predict something, if we are in position to foresee what is going to happen in near future or after some time, and we are in position to make decisions today correctly, it helps in keeping us or the businesses ahead of others. So this business intelligence is something which places itself somewhere the business processes and the final decision-making process. We all know that if we see the information technology advancements, we can classify into three major streams. Normally, when we talk about IT implementations in industry, it is considered, of course, the timeline, maybe people may have different opinions, different thoughts about it, but a common consensus is that it was around 50s when these computers were started using in businesses. And if since then, if we have a look on these developments, on these advancements, we can see three different dimensions. The one, the data, which has always been on the top of everything, because data is something which helps in decision makings. And it is the decision, timely decision, correct decision, accurate decision, which makes sure that things takes place as per plan. And many a times people say that late decision is as good as no decision. So during starting from 1950, if we see the evolution of information technology, which we have now in current state, it used to have data, number one. Then we need certain kind of applications, certain kind of programs which can process that data. And after processing, the result is produced, and that result is used by different level of management to make decisions so that they can take appropriate decision to make sure that organization runs properly. So that is one data. And the second part was application. And third is, if that data is stored, captured, application uses it, application processes and prepares the result, produces the result, that results needs to be sent or transferred to the appropriate persons. And that's where the connectivity comes into action. So that entire evolution of information technology has evolved around these three things: data, the network to ensure the connectivity among different nodes, different people, and then application. So these three things have always evolved. Now, during initial days, organizations were smaller in size comparatively as what we have today. Organizations were restricted to certain geographical boundaries as compared to now. And because of that restriction in geography, restrictions in operations, they have very limited, if we compare with today, the organization used to have very limited resources in terms of data. And if data resource is limited, there were applications, there were systems which used to take care of. But with the growth, with the expansion of businesses, and expansion too in terms of geographical expansion, in terms of their transactional systems, and this expansion started involving much more people, more customers. And because of that, the amount of data which used to be stored into files and then subsequently in databases was growing like anything. But up to early 90s, the growth was still manageable. People started thinking that in future, if such growth continues, our systems were made in such a way that a linear growth into the data could have been managed. But it was after 90s and late 90s, the expansion started like anything, even in India. Till early 90s, this internet or these systems used to be considered as a privileged resources which were available either in university campus research centers or in leading the government departments. I still remember in 1995, 94 it was, when I was in PG, we had NICNet connectivity. We used to use a device. We used to have these telephone lines for data transfer, for connectivity, and if a call comes, it automatically used to get disconnected. That was the scenario in early 90s. So till that time, the volume of data which was growing was on a linear scale, and people were finding it manageable, though with the difficulty was started. But during late 90s, people started realizing that the way this data is increasing, and now from linear growth, it is going to exponential growth. Now, keeping data in a conventional database system will not serve the purpose. We need to find out certain different ways, different mechanism where this data could be kept. And what people find that why can't we identify, why can't we relook our database and find out the amount of data which is required there, and if something which is not required, why to keep in database? Because more the data in database, the algorithms, the searching algorithms what we use on databases are linear search or binary search. Now, more the database, the linear search the complexity of a linear search algorithm will increase. The complexity, if we use binary search algorithm, if volume of data increases, the complexity increases. And this increase in complexity, it reduces the performance. It increases the waiting time. And it is the waiting time, it is the performance of an application, which is very important for every user. User doesn't want to wait. So people started thinking, can we do something so that the contents which are stored in my database, still we are able to access it effectively, efficiently. And then researchers, they try to analyze the data, and they found that there's certain data, and every data has its own life. Suppose, since most of us are from academic fraternity and students, mostly you must have studied the subject database. You see, when you use database, suppose if I keep the data of a student in a database, till the time when he studies, he is part of the institution. Like if he takes admission in 3 years program or 4 years program or 2 years program, for that 4 years, that data is required to be there because his attendance is marked. His or her internal assessments are being made. And because of that internal assessment, his internal marks are to be kept. He has to be communicated, or she has to be communicated about developments, about the activities of the institute. So the data for at least till the time when a student is with the institute, it is very much required to be there. But once after 4 years he passes the course, do we really need his attendance? Do we really need his internal marks? Many of the things we can identify which are no more required once he passes out, because you get his final result, and his final results keeps everything in his mark sheet. But what we all need, once he passes out, we don't want to lose connection. he becomes an alumni. And what we want his name, we want his course, his batch, and contact details. That's all. So can we do something in this? The moment after 4 years a student passes out, I pull out the data from the database of entire batch, take certain attributes which are required, like his name, his phone number, his email ID, his course, his batch. Okay, we can take in what division he passed out. That's all. And I create a separate table and keep it somewhere else, which is not in the database. Now, if I take that data out, his name and all these details are not going to be changed frequently. The data will remain same until unless he changes his mobile number or email ID or something like that. But those things will not be frequent. Whereas in database, when you store something very frequently, you update it, you many a times most of the time you read it also. So what people thought, can we identify the life of data? And if we can identify, then the data will be there in the data warehouse till its life is over. Like if the data has to be kept for 4 years, after 4 years, that data will come out. Now see what will happen. First year, 1,000 students take admission. Second year, 1,000. Third year, 1,000. Fourth year, 1,000. Now 4,000 records are there in database. Now fifth year, this fourth year passes out and I take entire data of fourth year from the database. Now data remains 3,000. And when new batch comes, it is added. So now it will become 4,000. So at any point of time, data will be around 4,000, or even if it grows linearly. Now where to keep that data, which we have pulled out? Now we need to keep it somewhere. And at that some place, what I'm referring to is not going to be changed very frequently. Number one, every faculty, everyone is not going to access it, because now it is the data where for any event, activity, or something like that, the communication will go, and data is not going to be changed. So now there are two kinds of data. One, the data which is live, it will remain into the database. And second, the data which had completed its life and taken out from the database and kept somewhere else. Now that somewhere else is very important. Now when first batch passes out, I take 1,000 records, I transfer it there, but I don't transfer entire record. I don't transfer his internal marks. I don't transfer his attendance. I don't transfer his day-to-day activities. So very limited amount of attributes are taken and kept at place. So every year when a batch passes out, I take their data out and place it there. So data will keep adding there. Whereas in database, the data remains the size of the volume of database, data remains same. Whereas in second storage, it keep increasing and there is no deletion of data, because once a student passes, you are not going to delete any record. So what happened? Okay, what we are doing, on one side, we are keeping the database where current data resides, and the second what I have created, there the data which completes its life, it becomes history, it is kept there, it is transferred there. So this second portion, this second location where I'm transferring this old data becomes the repository of historical data, repository of history. And this repository of historical data becomes very important for us. And this repository of historical data is termed as data warehouse. So a journey which has started from data files, subsequently databases, and then data warehouse. And these data warehouses are designed and very we can see these data warehouses like this. Suppose if IIBM has 5 different institutes, at every institute there would be a student. At every institute there would be faculty. At every student, at every institute, this all the resources will be available. Now, suppose if I have to make a table, I have to create a table where all the alumni of IIBM are to be placed. It looks very simple, but it is not. Because if at one campus, at one campus, you create a table and you write create table and you roll number of the type number. Another campus, what it does not make it number. It makes it alphanumeric. Another campus follows only alphabet. Now, if you have to create one table where alumni of campus 1, campus 2, campus 3, campus 4, all are to be kept there, and one attribute, his enrollment number is to be there, his roll number is to be there, how will you insert an alphanumeric value in a numeric column? How will you add an alphabetic value in a numeric column? You will have to do something to which we call normalization. So you do normalization, you do certain processes, and then I'm not going into those details because we have very limited time. But what happens when we create a data warehouse and databases, they differ in few ways. Database system, it has current data, which is of current use, whereas a warehouse, it stores the historical data, the data which has completed its life. Second, in normal general databases, the algorithm, the processes what we are using are the processes which we are using are normally linear search or binary search. Because with the limited size of database, these algorithms work effectively, extract the data which is required. Whereas in case of warehouse, which is going to have a historical data normally does not get deleted for years. Means you will keep adding data to this store, and that addition, that continuous addition will increase the size, increase the volume of it, and that increased volume, with that increased volume, which is going to be exponential, our linear search, binary search algorithms may not be able to cope up because they are not so scalable. We need a specialized algorithm, and that's where data mining comes into. So data mining is something. May I take just for a second? I'm really sorry. I will just follow. Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Yes.
can hear you.
My apologies. So what I was referring to, that in a database and the data warehouse, the approach varies in terms of storage, in terms of accessibility, and in terms of objective. Because objective of a database is to extract the information which is stored there in the database or derive something from there. Whereas objective of a data warehouse is not the subjective. It is meant for something which cannot be seen with naked eyes. The objective of creating a warehouse or creating a historical data store is to identify certain hidden patterns, process it, and find out certain predictive information. And that prediction helps organizations, top level management or top level executives in making futuristic decisions, strategic decisions. But one thing is common in these two things, database and data warehouse, is in database, we all know the data, logically data gets stored in the form of a table. In data warehouse also, the data is stored in the form of table. The difference lies that in a normal databases, we have a two-dimensional structure where table is a two-dimensional structure, row and column. And in these two-dimensional structure, data is stored. Whereas data warehouses, they extend this facility to represent the data in multi-dimensional structure by creating dimension table. You have one central table and then others are dimension table. So basically these are arrangement of two-dimensional table in such a way that we realize the multi-dimensional functioning from a warehouse. Now these data warehouses are meant for different purposes, I mentioned. And a warehouse, like I was mentioning, that if IIBM has 5 different institutes, 5 different campuses, every campus is autonomous in its own. Every campus maintains its own database store. Now, if that data has to be collated, there would be challenges of being different data types, of different bandwidths, of different constraints. And unless we deal these things, we tackle these things, it would be very difficult to create a common data structure like data warehouse. And these are the challenges, in fact, which requires a scientific process through which we can transform a database data into a warehouse data. And that is done through 3-step process: E, T, and L. You know, E stands for extraction. Extraction means we have a data source. There could be multiple data sources of different types. So extracting data from different data sources, which may have different storage structure, different accessibility options, extracting data from all of them, and then transforming it, normalizing it. The extraction means we have 5, like we have one database, second database, third database, 4 database. From each database, required attributes are extracted, are taken out, and then every value is normalized in such a way that it can be added to a common structure. That is, the process is called transformation. And once this transformation takes place, now our data is ready to be uploaded into a warehouse structure. This is called loading. So the data from a data source, it goes through these 3 processes, and then it is stored into a data warehouse. Can I share my screen? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I think then it would be easier for.
Just give them 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now you can.
Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's clearly visible.
Okay. So I just went through this evolution of databases, starting from data files till now we are in the era of from files to databases. From the databases, you all know, starting from hierarchical database management system. The IMS was one example of this. The network database management system, where IDMS, integrated data management system, is one example for this. And then RDBMS, we have list of applications, those which have been created based on relational model. Then we went through object relational model, and then we have a list of database, different database models, whether it's temporal databases, multimedia databases, graphical database, and lots of database systems we have. Heading towards the data structure, like up to it, I was comparing database and data warehouse. If you see, the common thing that in a database, we store data in a table. In a warehouse also, we store data in a table. Dimension may vary. In table, we have two-dimensional structure. In warehouse, we have multi-dimensional structure. But one thing is common, the structure is same, that is table structure. But now we all know with the advancements of technology, with the new applications coming up, especially the social media applications, which are like we all have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but lots of applications are coming up. And then in between, we used to have one XML through which we used to create applications without storing data into the standard databases. Through XML tags, you could still manage to. So now these applications, what is different? That if you use table, you know that data is represented in the form of row and column. If you use warehouse, you know the data is stored in the form of row and column. But when you use a social media on Facebook, while commenting on a Facebook page, while posting something, have you ever followed any standard structure that first we will put name, then something, then something, there's something, nothing like that. Whenever we comment or post on social media, it is most of the time, it is casual. We can't segregate the values what you are writing there. You can't segregate the statement in any form. And because of that, why it happens? Because you don't follow any structure. So on social media, if you write something, we don't have any structure. Unstructured data is there. If you use XML, we have semi-structured. So if data is semi-structured or unstructured, you can't store this data in any table except create a column in the table of raw data type or otherwise, and then store that data into it, but that will be of no use. Now, the social media data has become very important. We all know that the kind of comments you make, the kind of posts you make on social media platforms, if it is recorded for a year or 2 years, for some sufficient time, if it is recorded and analyzed, it can give a clear picture of your personality, of your likings, of your dislikings, your faith, your belief, your ideology, what kind of ideology is followed. Now, if this is extracted and this is used by somebody, which we all know that in last few years, the news was very hot that in some of the countries, this data which was just, stored by social media vendors, they use that data in election also. What would the uses? Because if somebody can identify the kind of belief, the kind of ideology, the kind of liking you have, disliking, the pinpointed effort can be made. And there is a stronger and larger possibility that those people will be able to mold you as per their requirement. So such social media data, if it is so important, we can't leave it. But how to store this? We can't store this data in table, in database or data warehouses. So new kind of a structure was proposed, to which we call big data. Now this big data helps us in storing the structured, unstructured, and semi-structured, all kind of data. And this has, in fact, increased the horizon of data storage. But this growing volume of data is of no use if it cannot be used in the interest of organization. What is the advantage of keeping this historical data? The biggest question is this. Now, if you see here, from 2002, how it is growing up, and now we are very soon expecting that this data is going to be in petabyte or yottabyte size. Now, the first and foremost challenge is how to store this petabyte, yottabyte, or further larger volume of data. And if this is the growth, how much data we have, we can imagine. But what is the use of it? Until unless it can contribute in organization's interest, it can contribute in the growth of the organization, until unless it can help in maintaining the large customer base and retaining it such data will be of no use. And that's where people started thinking, if we are keeping data, in what best possible way it can be used. And the most important thing in a business concern, not only in business, but in any organization, is the decision making. Faster the decision, earlier the steps, and it will result in timely results. And this is what people started thinking on this. But with this, I mentioned that with this increase of data, our conventional algorithms can't help much. So data mining algorithms came. We all know that data mining algorithms, they include different intelligent algorithms like artificial intelligence, neural networks, decision tree, structured uses, nearest neighborhood approach it includes. So it is an attempt to simulate the human thinking process, the human intelligence process, bringing it into the businesses. But we all know that the entire process can't be mapped. But up to a certain extent, if that intelligence could be added, and we know that that intelligence will not be natural, and that's why it is called artificial intelligence. So if that artificial intelligence could be added into the business processes, and especially those processes where decision making is important, and if it can help in speeding up this process by providing accurate result in desired format. So what we are saying, that the way we think, the way we analyze, the system should be able to do that. Like if we have a person in front of us, and if we want to predict something about him, that what kind of person he is, we try, either we simply straight away ask him, which many a times it happens, it may be difficult. And secondly, what we do, we try to find out information about his surroundings. Normally it happens, everyone has his own or her own group. And mostly those groups will be somehow, somewhere, up to some extent, they will be having certain common characteristics. Now, if those common characteristics could be identified, we can predict the behavior of that person also. Like if somebody is there, if we try to explore that at which place he resides, and suppose if he resides at a place where most of the IAS officers, most of these top business community resides, then the first conclusion, first inference, what we will get, that if he resides at a place where most of people of this stature are living, he should be from a well-to-do family, because it is very difficult to afford the pricing there. This is what called nearest neighbor approach. You try to find out information about his nearest neighborhood, and then you plot it with him, you correlate with him, and you try to find out that information. Likewise, neural networks. And so these are these approaches that helps us in developing intelligent algorithms, which could be embedded in such a way that it emerges out as an application which acts as a process of searching something which otherwise cannot be. So data mining algorithms are basically those algorithms which are intelligent, which are considered to be intelligent. Why intelligent? Because it deploys, it employs rather the AI and related streams into it, and it makes those algorithms intelligent. And these intelligent algorithms are capable of, if apply on a data warehouse, they do not go for any existing result. They try to find out certain patterns in the data, those are hidden, and take out of it. Not only this, merely getting pattern does not serve the purpose. It also tries to find out correlation among those patterns. And if any correlation exists, can be found, it comes up with certain suggestions. And those suggestions in visual form are presented to the management, and that management can take decisions into it. So what these methods, what these applications are meant to do, are to to perform certain operations, which otherwise we used to do as human beings, to perform certain operations on our behalf, come up with options, with certain solutions, which can be further analyzed by us to make it final. So adding such algorithm, adding such components into businesses, it makes our business process more intelligent. So what actually business intelligence does? What I have spoken till now, it tries to combine all these: the business analytics, the data mining, data visualization, tools and infrastructure, and then best practices. Combining all these, it creates a kind of framework, a kind of environment, which will be capable of dealing with the requirements of the organization and will help in futuristic decision-making process. So this is a very common image which can be found in any standard book. Now, this clearly tells what the knowledge discovery data discovery process is. I will not go into details of this image because this image itself is like a subject, but I will come to why it is why business intelligence becomes important. So if you try to define what actually business intelligence is, so business intelligence is something which combines the analytics, means data will be involved, number one, the technology it applies, the statistical tools will be are also included. Data visualization is there because normalizing data, storing it in warehouse, applying data mining algorithm to extract those noise patterns, and then statistical evaluation of those results can yield certain statistical parameters. And those statistical values may not be interpreted by common man like us, because then you need a statistician. If some value of sigma is lies between 0.5 to 0.9, what's its significance? So what business BI applications are trying to do now, these applications are trying to keep the human intervention at minimum level. So if statistical analysis, if a value of some parameter is calculated, then it has to be interpreted also. After interpretation, this needs to be represented in a visual form, which is easily understandable by the management. So that BI is a complete process, which starts from this historical data store, then to carry out entire process of analyzing, extracting, transforming, loading into warehouses, then applying algorithms on it to get certain values, analyze it, doing its statistical evaluation. After statistical evaluation, interpret it. After interpretation, presenting in such a form which can be easily understandable by the people, those who are responsible for management. So this entire process comes under BI. So BI is something, it's one term which has now become a stream of its own. And now what people have started thinking, this is what I'm telling. 5, 6, 7 years back, the business intelligence used to be considered till data mining algorithms used to apply it and statistical values to be calculated. That's all. and rest of the interpretation and data visualization, we're not the part of it. But now in the modern BI applications, these two things have also been included. And today, when we talk about business intelligence application, it mostly focuses on self-service. And so in many texts, in many research papers, and in some recent books, you will see that a conventional BI and then a modern BI. Conventional BI, which I have referred to, and what modern BI does, it emphasizes on increasing the self-service model, where starting from the process starts till data visualization, everything is taken care of by the system, BI system, and the output is just a representation, that visual, which will be sent to the management. So that BI is getting improved. There are lots of improvements which are coming into this BI stream. With this COVID-19 effect, there are lots of things. When Professor Nayak sir was addressing, he said that what will happen after some time, he was not in position to utter, to say anything. And that's exactly what is happening. In fact, in businesses, like one term we use, VUCA, we use CA, we call it volatile, U we call uncertainty, C we call complexity, and A is a I will just use it. So now the time, last 2 to 3 months time, it has seen such a volatility in every stream, that the definitions which were applied 3 months back in businesses not necessarily are going to be same once things back to normalcy. Ambiguity as effective. So what we used to have 2.5 months back, even businesses are now very uncertain that the kind of system, the kind of processes, the kind of technology they were using 3 months back, how much and how long those technologies will remain. In fact, things have already started redefining itself. Organizations have started seriously thinking on assessing the current situation, impact of this entire situation. And then, of course, this was a challenge. But out of the challenge in these situations, we all know, and being in academic fraternity, who else can know better that how we all have been impacted? That we as faculty, we as a student, 3 months back, we used to have all these applications, whether Zoom, which we're using today, we used to have WebEx, everything we used to have. But how many of us used to conduct these classes on these platforms? We didn't have that confidence that something like this can also be done. But suddenly, these changes have forced us, the situation has forced us to migrate from conventional system to the digital platform. Even people, those who are not tech savvy, overnight, these people found the alternative way to migrate from conventional system to the digital platform. And today, webinar like this, except once in a blue moon, I don't think 99% people would have ever used for, at least for classroom delivery, because we didn't have that confidence, that trust that this can also be done. But we all have done. And even if things back to normalcy, when everything settles down, we all understand and appreciate this now, that even if everything comes to normal, these changes, these learnings, and these things what we are seeing today are going to remain. If not completely, it will leave its imprint and its traces to be remembered. Many institutions like us have already started thinking, many universities have already started thinking that this online platform is not that bad. I'm not saying that this online platform is a replacement for the classroom, because that can never happen. Because as a faculty, as a student, when we are in the classroom, that personal touch, the presence of faculty, that focus on each and individual, when you call a student by name, it gives him a confidence. It gives some emotional push. And many times we all must have witnessed that there were students, those who joined the institute, were thinking of leaving the college because they were not able to cope up with their course, with the counseling, with the continuous work by the faculty, by the institutions. Those students not only completed their course, but now they are serving one of the best companies in the world. So that confidence, that trust, that push, that emotional connect can't be there. But at the same time, we cannot deny that technology will always act an enabler. It will help in improving the processes, is strengthening the academic delivery, and if carefully assessed and used, it can definitely help a lot. Likewise, businesses also, they are thinking on the same line. Companies like TCS, they have already started saying now that by 2025, they are planning to keep 25% of their staff to work from home. So new kind of work culture, new kind of work environment is emerging, are expected to emerge. How much it will, the time will tell, but definitely it is. Now, if everything like this is happening, now business intelligence is something which is going to be very crucial, very important. People who would be working from home, many a times we learn this, that there's a trust deficit. In spite of all working, there is a trust deficit that some of the, in some of the organization, their managers or their the people, those who are reporting authority, they do not have trust that whether by at sitting home during work from home environment, whether people are working or not. But this entire 3 months time, if not has proven wrong, at least it has made realize that things went on, things kept on going on, and because of that only this all things could be done. And like it is happening with the businesses too. So what kind of changes we will see? Different kind of challenges are emerging, different kind of applications which have been the technology adoption has been highest. But because of that, the biggest challenge which is coming up is to secure yourself. It has been seen that during last 3 months time, that 86% surge in cyber crimes. So we need these applications, especially the applications which are working on hardcore data. The securing that data is going to be very important. So these applications needs to have inbuilt security features, security systems in it. Day before yesterday, we were in a summit, and the most common thing which people were talking about, which is going to dominate the entire industry, irrespective of vertical, whether it is academia, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is pharmaceutical, whether it is retail sector. The one thing which is going to be very crucial is how to keep the functioning of the organization on in this new environment, in this new culture, number one, and that too making secure. Because like Zoom, we are talking about, Zoom had witnessed a growth of 110% almost every week. Zoom meetings are happening. WebEx, Google Meet, all these have seen such a huge implementation and huge communication emerged as a huge communication medium. Now that those people with malified intention, they have not shifted their guns with their malified intention on these platforms. So where we are talking, we are communicating. We don't know if system is not secure, if proper security measures are not taken care in where we will be landing up. Likewise, this business intelligence applications are meant for helping in strategic decision making. Strategic decisions are very important, very crucial, we all know. And if it is very important and very crucial, it is on the top priority of the people with malified intentions. Now, that's why the people, those who are working behind, they have started thinking that AI-based application, the applications which are now adopting this deep learning or such important features, they have to be assessed very carefully. I would like to, towards end, I would like to just quote an example that internet, what we all are using, is the only way in current time which had helped us keep connected, which has helped us keep communicating with each other, which has helped us to keep sharing our own learnings with all others. But this internet was never meant. Internet, primary objective of internet was to connecting the machines. And that's why all the security measures which have taken place, they were there to make sure the communication channel and the computer system safe and secure. But now with this implementation of these advanced system, AI-based system, IoT-based system, the challenge which is coming up, like you imagine one situation where a heart patient is installed with the pacemaker, or certain device which is installed into human body. What the device does, it communicates with the doctor, with the person who has its control. And how they communicate, it takes the vital information of human body, it transmits, it sends to the designated device, and then accordingly, if required, doctor or expert, he sends the advice. Now imagine a situation if somebody gets into this chip, this is nothing but a microchip. If somebody gets into this chip and takes control, now he is not disturbing any computer system, but he will be capable of disturbing the functioning of pacemaker, which in result may cause harm to human life. Auto-driving cars. If you see auto-driving cars, if somebody takes control of driving from outside, he can control entire movement. And you be inside the car, you won't be able to do anything. So now these changes, these are intelligent systems. So the kind of intelligence has been added. These systems are becoming very, very intelligent, but at the same time, the security is something which is popping up. And this is what the focus of cyber criminals are going to be. We need to understand that the business intelligence, in any case, will always remain there in different formats. 400 years back, it had some different structure, 50 years back, it has some different meaning. Today, it has different tools, different technologies, different processes, and it will keep evolving. But at the same time, we need to understand what actually can protect us to keep this business intelligence system intact. The outcome, the decision, the results of this intelligence system, safe, secure, and actually constructively be used in decision-making process, strategic decisions, especially the businesses. Thank you so much, Nayak sir. It was really wonderful to listen Prasad sir, because every time we listen him, we get something. It has been a long, we met Samsraja sir and other friends. Thanks to this virtual forum, I could see him at least. And I think we will be in connect through this virtual forum till things back to normalcy. And thank you so much to the IIBM team for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It was very much informative. So now I request our next learned speaker, Dr. Vijay Agrawal, in charge, Department of Management and Professor Training and Placements, DIT Patna, a great academician with a humble personality.
Thank you. Actually, I joined late, so I was able to hear Dr. Sunil's idea. And also, I thank Dr. Nayak to invite me as a speaker on this platform on one-day national webinar about business intelligence. Actually, I'm not in the field of computer science. I am a professor of management. So I will give this webinar a little bit a touch and a flavor of managerial perspective of business intelligence which is very much required for the policymakers, obviously, and for the outcoming or the management graduates who are supposed to now graduate in this year or coming years, how these challenges will be encountered by them, and then things will not be that normal which we are expecting, and it will take a long time. And I've recently gone through an article by Professor Anurag Verma of IIT Bombay. He has already given his views that this online mode is not a very good solution, and there is hype and hoopla of softwares and AI, and these kind of things will not work in the technical education, because the skilling and upskilling is not much required. So probably fine, it's a stopgap arrangement. Like Professor Sunil Pandey have told, that we are adopting to this method, and these apps were already available earlier also, but now it is in the frequent use. Now we are bound, basically it's a compulsion to do it, and it's a need of the hour to convert into this platform, because everything is interlinked. Now, if we don't teach our students, there will be the problem of admissions and cascading effects, many cascading effects, which our institute is also facing. So somehow we have to promote the students. So there must be some method. So this is now giving us a breather, but it will be not an indispensable form of teaching methodology. And somehow we'll pray to God that the normal situation comes, and the classroom teaching and the effective learning process which we used to have in the classes with eye contact and proper control and all those things will come. Because you see, in this most challenging is interface of this kind of thing is that suppose the students have given their representation, and whether they are physically present or not, we are not able to control, and whether he is learning or not means understanding the things. So these kind of things are there, but let us see that how gradually we proceed and develop ourselves. So I will give a little bit of perspective of business intelligence. Like, it is more of a data, so it is very exhaustive way. In a very exhaustive way, Dr. Sunil Pandey have explained the entire analytics parts of the data mining and all those things. So I will be coming to the managerial part. I want, please allow me to share screen for my PPT.
Yes, sir, you can share, sir.
Yeah.
You are already allowed, sir.
Okay. So, is my PPT visible?
Yes, sir, it's clear and sharp, sir.
So now, business intelligence model in pandemic area. Basically, I have given this a new word, and already the pandemic is there. So it's not a new, but relating business intelligence model with this pandemic is obviously a new idea in the managerial perspective. The outbreak has presented fresh challenges for the Indian economy, and due to sudden break, it has created a lot of turbulence, because when you are running in a very high speed, it's a law of motion, and very high speed and a very rigorous pace, when you are entering into the 22nd century, and you are suddenly stopped, and you are stopped to extent that you are way back to, say, 50 years to 60 years back, and how back we will go, how much back we will go is still not yet been predicted. But somehow the unlock procedures have started, the unlock phase 1, and you see that how it has been done, that we have not flattened, we were not able to flatten the curve of the persons who are being positive, but we have flattened the curve of economy. And you see, when there was a very few cases, we were under strict lockdown, and when there are enormous number of patients, and we have already crossed the figure of 2.3, and on the daily basis 10,000 patients are being reported, we are opening our economy now in a positive mode, and we have adopted it that it will be remain, and we have to work with this COVID-19, and we have to follow all the normal procedure. Even the offices have started functioning with the 30% staff. In the unlock phase 2, probably it will be allowed for the 100% staff, and maybe in the month of July or August, you don't know, that the students can also join the institute and start their classes. So this is a pandemic economy, and there is a piecemeal policy measures undertaken, and for pro-business reforms for a new normal. So it's again a pro-business reforms has to take place, and the government has started throwing it through their procedural and step-by-step implementations, that how will be the new normal. The expenditure has been doubled. The GDP has been already forecasted to minus, means not even zero, it is negative. Many of the consultant organizations have already declared that it's a very tough time for the populous country like India, where a lot of people depend in the agriculture and unorganized sector of laborers. So 70% of the population is dependent upon the agriculture and the labor class. We are a labor abundant country. So there is a struggle for life and livelihood balance. So this is the era. This era is of new normal business intelligence for sustainability, basically. Now, India is still warming up for the implementation of business intelligence because we have developed, but not to the extent what other countries have already done. Because I can give an example. My brother-in-law, he's in the principal architect in Nike. When I used to talk him on always alternate basis about what is going on in America, just to take a real touch of the American citizens and their problems there. So we usually connect. He says that here we used to plan the things 20 years down the line, and the softwares are being prepared that what will be the vision and the ideas of the shoe and the t-shirts and whatever apparels they used to make and other commodities, that you have to document it now, means factor it now, that after down the line 20 years, what will be the new fashion and what will be the new requirements. So such kind of visions and the data mining these Nike companies, the big companies are used to have, and they adopt and they used to provide consultancy, and they have to work with that model, and how much accurate it is, that depends, and that's why they are paid accordingly. If the software fails, then they have to have a penalty clause and all kind of things. So such kind of intelligence is prevailing in the developed countries. So business intelligence is more required in service sector in India because it is highly dependent. We are highly dependent on services because the GDP is constituted more about 65% in the service-oriented economy. Or artificial intelligence has already crept into agriculture, food, electricity, and utility sector, but still under nascent stage, and they need a fast action to adopt because the data-driven intelligence under such unprecedented circumstances is required. When we are heading towards a contactless, volatile market, this business intelligence will become the need of the hour, because you have to adopt the new ideas, new methods, and even the layman and the people who does not know computers, who does not know mobiles to operate, are now learning, although they are not a technical degree or something like of that kind. But the farmers, the people who are related in the primary as well as the tertiary sectors, like the tertiary sectors are more important, primary sector too have a large impact. So I'll give you sector-wise relationship of business intelligence, how the sectorial classifications has affected this pandemic, like tourism, hospitality, and aviation. Now, this is the most and the worst hit sector. The closing of cinema theaters, declining footfall in shopping complex, retail sector impacting consumption of both essential and discretionary items. Now, this is the worst hit sector, and still they are not being allowed to open, and probably see in the unlock phase 2 might be or may not be. So again, there is a situation of dilemma. So gradual unlock process, they have to prepare in the time they are being under lockdown, that how this unlock process will regain the customer trust seems to be a big challenge, because even if they open, the people will resist to visit the place, the people will resist to visit the crowded place because of the stigma of this disease and the problems. So this business sector has to adopt an entire remodeling, and the customer, and they have to read the customer minds through application of softwares. An intelligent mode of operation can be charted out. So here a lot of role of business intelligence model will come into picture, and determining patterns in consumer behavior is also very important, because the stigma has still prevailed, and people are even if the shops and malls are open, they will not, the footfall will not be that until unless they build a trust, a lot of data mining is required, and to increase the engagement and satisfaction and resolve business inadequacies. So this is some sectorial classification related to tourism, hospitality, and aviation. Now I come to financial markets, the financial instruments, which are very important product, which have seen a lot of problems with the extremely volatile, leading to huge crash and wealth erosion. So this is something where people have to think that how this can be done, because these markets are very difficult market, because you have to sell the future product, and a lot of face-to-face interaction were required for convincing the customers. The probability that investor may not rely on the e-contents and may damage the recruitment in this financial sector also for the MBA students probably. So here to run the business and to retain or sustain the employability regularly, the sector is required providing insights to most difficult business problems. Quick access are required. The large volume of data will have to extract critical facts at a rapid speed. And as per the dictum, time is money. Now business intelligence will be the money, which I believe. Now time will not be a money, the intelligence will be a money. Now coming to sector manufacturing, which is a very worst hit sector in India. Before pandemic also it was a very poor performer. Now post pandemic and even during the pandemic, there were big challenges to the automobiles, minerals, mining, electronics, chemical products. My brother-in-law, he is in Coal India Limited. He told that the 1 month salary was not being given to them by postponed, probably in a set to areas, because the coals are not being sold. So the problem is that although the coal is not going to destroy and damage, sometimes when things become normal, the coal will be sold and the things will hope that come into the normal shape and the backlogs will be get cleared. But this is, you can see, this is happening and has to be accepted that we have to adopt these conditions and survive in a minimum acceptable limits, where we have to forego a lot many of things. The sacrifice has to be made, not from the top level, even from the lowest level of the employees also. So since majority of manufacturing is technology driven, there is a need of fresh and innovative ideas, intelligence, which may uplift this sector. So this is quite important, that the ideas, innovations, and intelligence, like Professor Pandey was also explaining, that the business have to adopt the unconventional methods. Basically, the conventional method which was there, which were running smoothly, and they were being adopted to the conditions, and they were only targeting their sales and enhancing their market share. Now we'll have to focus that how to sustain first, how to sustain the business through intelligent process innovations. Now attract in India as a safe, transparent destination will be a new buzzword and should be a phenomenon adopted by all the manufacturing sector. So another important thing, whether to make or import or manufacture or import, vis-a-vis control of cost. This is now very important. Now control of cost will play an instrumental role, and this can be easily achieved through business intelligence. And this intelligence will prove the visibility of functions like inventory management. Now you have to work with a very minimum inventory now, because you see that everything has to be in online mode, and the process, the people will hit the showrooms, and the secondary market is very, very rare. So how directly from the warehouses, the commodities can be directly sold to the customers. An intelligent model has to be adopted, so that they have to work with to maintain the inventory cost with a very minimum inventory, and lower storage maintenance costs, even enhancing production efficiency also. Means both things have to be taken care. Now coming to service enabled sectors, like what we call it IT and ITS sector. And information technology and information technology enabled sectors. Now here there is a problem. The problem is this, it is imposing implementation challenges. Like still you can see that the entire lockdown period, the banking employees have to work from the offices. They have to go to the banks, to their offices, whether in the alternative mode or minimum staff or whatever, but they were reporting to their offices, and the IT sectors where a lot of confidential data is used. So remote working was a threat to security, and they have not adopted that method, and they have worked with a reduced strength, but they have adopted to work from the offices. So these sectors need to adopt more business intelligence processes. Companies operating in these sectors are finding it difficult to implement work from home facility without compromising with their day-to-day operations. Now, what I feel, business intelligence here can empower employee and prevail sense of trust and control, wherein employee can make informed decisions, increase the success rates of business process multifold. So real-time information will also help in transforming effort into efficiency. So the trust factor has to prevail, and this business intelligence may prove a very important link between an employer and employee and security measures, that how their VPN and firewall will be more protective and can be trusted from the work from home propositions. So that with corporate across the country implementing alternative ways of working, it is generating a parallel corporate line that demands to be connected from where they want, when they want, and to who they want. Like I got a call and immediately I got connected and I started my deliberation. So this kind of things are there. If I would have been somewhere else or I would have been involved in other activities, so I could not be able to give my commitment. So this has to be kept in mind. If I have committed, I can get any time. So I have to be available before my machine or in and around the machine, that I could be easily connected when I am being called for that, I have been asked to do that. So while work from home is not a new concept for Indian corporates, it was already existing, but now it is certainly a testing time to see the success at this scale, like how much success India will attain, because people are still getting adopted. Like Professor Sunil Pandey have told that in teaching, people have started learning. People were never thought that these kind of learning platforms will be in a very frequent use, and we will be doing this webinars and online platforms, and now people are learning. So it is too early to comment on this, but the IT and IT sector is also in a challenging phase. Now coming to MSMEs, like micro, small, medium enterprises, the worst hit sector, because of which the government was bound to open all these MSME sectors, have given a lot of economic packages because they were highly dependent on cash-based model. The sector creates opportunity when such industries will step forward by reaching closer to the desired workforce. Now, the de-urbanization phenomena is coming. Say in Bihar, 22 lakhs, approx 22 or 23 lakhs of migrant laborers have come back to their home state. Now, what they will do? What will the challenges of the Bihar government to employment and to engage them? And obviously, the MSMEs have to operate from their home state. The officers of such sector may be disintegrated through scaling performance suitable for the organization under such circumstances. So business intelligence can help developing data according to their suitability, like they can work in the database with the which may be already available with the government, that how many laborers have come back, how many laborers are skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled, categorize them, what is your need. So you can bridge the gap, because your industry is also here, and more of the industry will propel and come up, considering like you cannot expand and go abroad, or even in the national platform also the expansion is very restricted considering this pandemic problem. So you can locally bridge the gap with the provision of more reliable and desirous task source through the help of data and with the softwares development of the softwares through business intelligence models. So the business prospects of MSME sectors exist. However, the entire exercise needs to be changed to newer business intelligence models for surviving and self-affordability concept, because now they cannot rely more of dole. They have to rely more of deal. What I say that these companies were very immediately they started crying that we are devastated. Please help us, help us. So to what extent these doles can be given to these sectors? So they have to rely on sustainability and self affordability criteria. So rely more of deal and less of dole. So this is the sectoral analysis of MSME. Now coming to the summary of what I feel according to the managerial perspective point of view. I'm not a software expert, but what I could project and tell you that policy decision should be rampant and visionary. As I told you, the example of a Nike, they visualize for the 10 years, not for the 10 years, they visualize for the 20 years in the normal practice. Now, considering this situation, to what extent they have thought, they have already, because these are the certain policy decisions which I cannot share in the public, which my brother-in-law told me. So means they are working very fast and adopting the things. And he said that they will not be affected because they have already been in that mode and they have already conditioned themselves that these things will create these threats, and they have already started working on that. So reimagine and rethink about the next new normal ways and techniques of operating and regaining customer under unprecedented times. Where I have put it in the quotes, regaining, because you have the challenges not to explore the market. You have not the challenges to enhance your sales. You don't have a challenges to increase the market potential. You first, the biggest and the first most challenges is to regain the existing customers, to build a trust in the customers who are already their buyers. And now in the contactless economy, how these buyers will hit again to the as your customers. So this is something where the intelligence part will be required. Now shift from the traditional concept to business analytics and consulting. This was already covered by Professor Pandey. And consulting to answers questions pertaining to the future, like what is likely to happen in the future and why will it happen. So you have to answer a future question now. Means you have to become a lot of, not a businessman, and more of an astrologer and work in that way. So redesign the digital online outreach plan for retaining the market share, convert crisis into opportunity to business intelligence, to extract actionable insights in future. Because if you don't extract the actionable futures, you will be out of the market. Because now the competitors have started working, the market is now in the unlock mode, unlock models. You cannot wait for a longer time. Everything will be served in the platter, and when I will open, the government will support and I will work accordingly. No, it will not happen like that. So the actionable insights are required to be dealt herein, and promulgate work from home provision as much as possible in order to retain and sustain both human resource and organization as well. The need based and considering the business and the sector you belong and the importance of human talent and human assets, accordingly you can adopt that work from home proposition also. So it's a good time to be a data driven company when it is evident that data is the future. So why wait? Join the data revolution and leverage the edge for continuity and sustainability of business in all sectors. So thank you. This was from my side, and thank you to all students and the professors listening me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. So now I request Professor Sam Saraja, sir, Regional Vice President, Computer Society of India, Region 2, to address the session.
Welcome, sir. Dr. A K Nayak, sir, our mentor and guide. His theme presentation has already given a lot of insight in the topic. Thereafter, the exhaustive keynote deliberation by Professor M.S. Prasad Babu and my friend Dr. Sunil Pandey. I hope a student might have enjoyed this topic, and with Dr. Vijay Agarwal also has given a very good relevance from the management point of view. So far, my concept is concerned. For a student, with a level of a student, if I would like to brief business intelligence, what I will say, suppose a business mall like Big Bazaar started in 2001. They have a system we call TPS, transaction processing, and at the above that TPS a layer is MIS, and above the MIS there is a layer BSS. So these three systems are integrated with every business models. Now, what is transaction processing? The mall's purchase and sale transaction are managed by this transaction processing, which is we call the basic data generated at the bottom line. And every month end, there is a MIS. That means they are getting the reportings regarding the transaction happened during the month. And that consolidated information they provide to the top managers for decision making. This is the hierarchy of business going on. Now, let us come. If the business mall is running 1 year, they got the database to be updated for next year. So they cannot keep the redundant data. That is the essentiality of the database technology. So what they have planned, they want to store every year data in a separate place. That is, as Professor Sunil Pandey has told you, that is another database they are using, which have a different structure, which might be not storing exactly the relational table, but in different structure of table where they are storing the data, that transactional data. And year by year, they're accumulating the data in that database, which become a data warehouse. Once the data warehouse enormous enough, now what business intelligence? The same MIS which is generating monthly reporting, yearly reporting, now the business to long. That means they are not known. They want to know to make some strategic planning related to their business for upliftment and profitability, but they are not knowing what planning has to be done. And that suggestion or that knowledge they want to be driven from that collection of huge data. Here comes the data mining, and this data mining is a process of query processing, not like query processing of database. This is a query processing of data warehouse. Once you want to retrieve information from a data warehouse, the query processing has to go through the data mining technique, which includes and based on certain rules of mining. And these rules provide some algorithm. Based on these algorithm, you have to write the application, you have to develop the application. So among these, based on these rules and algorithm, there are applications which are made for retrieving business data analysis from the data warehouses. From business point of view, these are named as business intelligent tools or business intelligent application. What they do, for example, there is a rule of data mining we call associative rule of mining. Suppose the management of the mall wants to know that we want to have a provide next year we have to provide a combo offer to the customers, and which will enhance our sale, ultimately brings profitability. But they don't want to bring some new product to attract the customer. Just making a combination of existing product as a combo offer, they want to attract the customer and enhance their sale. For that, the rules of associative mining, there is a algorithm we call the market basket analysis. What it does, based on this rule, the business intelligence application can derive out some information from the data warehouse that during the sale of the years, what are the associative product sale analysis? Associative product sale analysis, that means it will specify that whenever a particular product is purchased, then related to that product, 2-3 more products are mostly purchased in the most of the transactions. This comes from the rules of market basket analysis, as I'm telling you. This will give an information to the management. Suppose if people are purchasing the edible oils, along with that they are always purchasing sugar and flour and rice, then they are planning to offer a combo for the customer. With this market basket analysis, they come to know that if we can prepare a combo for the customer with certain amount of edible oils, rice, flour, and packet of sugar, this will ultimately attract the customer to purchase all the 4 items in place of selective one. Otherwise, they are purchasing, but some of them are not purchasing all the 3 items, all the 4 items. Some are purchasing 2 items, 3 items, or 1 item. So this knowledge given to this business management people of the mall, the top manager, to taking a decision that from next sale we will make a combo offer of these items, has come from business intelligence tools and data mining, data mining rules and algorithm, which ultimately help them to derive a knowledge for preparing a combo offer, and which is going to help them to enhance their profitability and market naturally business profitability and business transactions. So this is a sample example given to you for the student's point of view. Otherwise, you have got a very exhaustive discussion on the topic, and I hope you have enjoyed this topic very much. So thank you. This is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So now we are at the end of our today's webinar. So for the concludatory remark, I request Professor Dr. A.K. Nayak, sir, to please come. Nayak, sir, please unmute. Yes, sir.
Am I audible, Rohit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, thank you very much, all the speakers that I can tell. We are having an excellent webinar today, near about going to be complete of 3 hours. Because before giving the concluding remarks, because all the speakers are well connected with us till now, I must have to extend my millions and billions of gratitude to Dr. M.S. Prasad Babu. Since 11 o'clock, he is continuously with us. And Professor Sunil is with us, and Agrawal sir with us, and Sam there. So I want to give a few minutes chance to the listener, to the participants. If they are having any question, they can put the question.
Sir, please unmute.
It is unmute. You coordinate, and if anybody is having any question, because all the speakers are with us till now. Any questions anybody is having? Rohit? Rohit?
Yes, sir.
You asked the participant if any question is there from any side.
Sure. So delegates and the participants, I request you, if you have any type of question related to our today's webinar, in any of the session, you have any doubt, any questions, you can ask. You can just unmute your mic and just ask your question. I guess there is no questions.
No question? Then it's okay. So thank you very much to all the participants who have participated in this August webinar. And today we are having 3 keynote speakers, apart from our chief guest, Professor U.K. Singh, and Regional Vice President Professor Sams Raja, and many more. The main thing is that, let me conclude the things. We are having the concept of business intelligence today. So, which is the demand of the time for the business profession. That is why we have kept this topic as our deliberation of today's webinar. The thing is that, you see, after the lockdown, and also you can tell during the lockdown, it is lockdown 5, but unlock of 1. But the thing is that we are organizing a series of webinars under the banner of Computer Society of India in general, and particularly under the banner of Computer Society of India Patna chapter. Till today, within these 2 months, we have crossed organizing more than 150 webinars under the domain of Computer Society of India. And Computer Society of India Patna chapter is having the 7th webinar today. We are having one more tomorrow also, that is being organized in the joint collaboration of Computer Society of India and the Marwadi College of the Bhagalpur University with the theme Artificial Intelligence. On 4th, we are having a workshop that is machine learning, which was the part of the computational intelligence. You see, we are running the reverse direction. We have started from CI, computational intelligence, and today we are having the business intelligence, and tomorrow we'll be having the discussion of the artificial intelligence. I must have to tell the participant, if anybody has not registered themselves for the tomorrow webinar, they can also register because the registration is open. And all of our webinars which will be conducted under the different, with the collaboration with the different educational institutions. So we'll be having the live with the Facebook, respective institution Facebook, as well as the YouTube. And I must have to congratulate the team who are working with me for the great success of this webinar. Let me tell, I have formed a complete group in Patna to conduct the webinars at different places under the aegis of CSI Patna chapter and at different places of the Bihar, Jharkhand and the eastern part of the country. Besides that, I am very actively coordinating all the webinars being conducted at different parts of the country. As I have mentioned, more than 150 webinars have been conducted. Fortunately, we are having 2 regional vice presidents today here with us. One is 2 regional vice presidents and 1 regional student coordinator. Dr. Babu is the regional vice president for the affairs of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Telangana, which is one of the major part of our Computer Society of India, and having the highly and deeply penetration of the CSI members, I can tell near about 25% of the members of the Computer Society of India are within his region. And we are having Professor Sams Raja looking after the Bihar, West Bengal and Assam and northeast part of the country, and also very active in organizing the seminars and conferences under the online mode. And Sunil, the state student coordinator in charge of 9 states and union territories of the northern part of the country. All important speakers have been there. Along with them, a core management professional, Dr. Vijay Agrawal, had also participated as the invited speaker. I think the deliberation what have been made, that might be quite beneficial for our student community and all the teaching community who have participated in this 3-hour long duration of the webinar. So definitely I was expecting that the students and faculty who are participating can have raised some questions, but unfortunately nobody has made the question, because that might be there is no question arrived in their mind. The level of discussion what has been made, we started with Dr. Babu and MS Prasad Babu, and he given a very excellent deliberation and presentation dealing with the technical backbone of the business intelligence, having the long experience, a personality like him who has visited dozens and dozens of countries throughout the world for delivering the lectures and participating in the international conferences. Definitely by his presence today at the IIBM Patna chapter webinar has added much value to this webinar. On behalf of the CSI Patna chapter, on behalf of the Indian Institute of Business Management as the group director, and on behalf of the Computer Society of India as its past, immediate past president, we extend our thankfulness and gratitude and to in the honor of Dr. M.S. Prasad Babu for his gracious presence at this webinar and be connected with the majority section of the student community and faculty of the state Bihar and Jharkhand. I'm also very much proud Dr. Babu, Dr. Sam and Sunil all are the integrated part of my team under the Computer Society of India, and their services and their continuous help actually really empowered me to do a lot of work in the Computer Society of India. In last year during my presidency, it is their contribution who has made CSI to perform the excellence in organizing more than 500 events throughout the country in the year. So I'm also equally thankful. And what can I tell thankful? I am rather my long blessings are to Sunil. Sunil is a very rising star in the field of computer and information technology. He is not proud, rather I always tell I am proud of, because having such kinds of students and such kinds of beloved young personality with me, who are actually translating my dream into action by organizing number of conferences and seminars. Equally, Shams also. But I'm really fortunate. All of my close associate, and they can tell my students or to whom I have guided in the time, the maximum of them belongs to the their name starts with S, because perhaps I have some affinity with S. You tell it is Sunil, it is Shams, it is Subhas. So all starts with the S. And I'm very much thankful all of my two stalwart who are here, like my left hand and right hand. I'm also equally thankful to Dr. Vijay Agrawal, who is heading the Department of Management of the great institution, Birla Institution of Technology at Patna campus, for their significant continuous contribution and for their gracious presence on this auspicious occasion of a webinar, which made this webinar, which translated this webinar to a great success and to achieve the scale of height. And in particularly, I'm also thankful to my core team. I've told I have developed a team for the Bihar and Jharkhand region, which is comprising under the guidance of Dr. Shams Raja as the regional vice president, Professor Ganesh Pandey, deputy director of IIBM, Professor Rohit Kumar, assistant professor of IIBM and very young and dynamic and very learned, energetic teacher, and Professor Gopal Krishna, the assistant professor of the NSIT, National Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology, who happened to the regional state student coordinator. These 4 or 5 people are translating every of my dreams and organizing so many webinars, not only this part of the Patna, the different parts of the Bihar, Jharkhand, and translating into the action. I'm really very much appreciating their efforts, and my long blessings with them, my millions and billions of the good wishes with them. Let God bless them to do better and better work and to move towards achieve the scale of height in their respective life. With this, I also express my best wishes to all the participants, including students and teachers. I think everybody who are participating, and 99% must be having the lesser age than me. They are junior so far as the age is concerned, and I'm an aged person compared to them. So my heartful blessing, my millions of blessing, it will go extended towards them. I wish all of them to be successful in their life and to move forward to pick up the daffodils from their future professional career. Thank you very much. With this, I announce this webinar comes to an end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you. So now it's the end of today's webinar. It was a fruitful webinar for us. I request all of you to please now leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.